It's worth reminding everyone that Donald Trump is a massive germaphobe, which means that this whole COVID-19 virus is certainly worrying him, even though he's trying to minimize it publicly. Now, what is he saying privately? According to Vanity Fair's Gabriel Sherman, he spoke to a few sources who are close to Trump, who are now indicating that Trump is absolutely panicking. Donald is a famous germaphobe. He hates it if someone is eating nachos and dips a chip back in after taking a bite. He calls them double dippers.
What is he, George Costanza?
No, I just love that quote because he calls them double dippers. Ooh. He came up with it.
Yeah, he once claimed that he invented the word fake. This guy, I mean, we're talking about Joe Biden having mental issues, and I hear you on that, and I've talked about it. But Donald Trump has a very, very long history of mental issues.
Now that
Let's get into his psychology here a little bit.
Now, Sam Nunberg, who's a former Trump aide, was quoted as saying, when I worked for Trump, he was obsessed with Ebola. So he worries about these things. He's constantly concerned. And while he's telling everyone that, this is all an overblown media hoax, no worries, go to work, you're gonna be fine. By the way, if you're feeling ill, do not go to work. It's a terrible idea. Turns out that last week, Trump told aides he's afraid journalists will try to purposefully contract COVID-19 to give it to him on Air Force One. Trump has also asked Secret Service to set up a screening program and bar anyone who has a cough from the White House grounds. In fact, Gabriel Sherman reports that one source told him he's definitely melting down over this. Also, pressure from the public health community is mounting on Trump to cancel his mass rallies, but Trump is pushing back, saying, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, no, guys, like we just gloss over things that are amazing because it's Trump and we're used to his madness, but we shouldn't be used to it. He thinks a reporter is purposely gonna get COVID-19 and risk dying so that he can give it to Trump. That's an insane conspiracy theory. But remember, he's a longtime believer in conspiracy theories. He's the one that spread the conspiracy theory about Obama not being a citizen. He believes almost all those conspiracy theories. So he even makes up his own conspiracy theories. So the idea that a reporter would be like, oh, somebody get me some COVID-19, I'll spread it all over myself. And then maybe everyone in my family will also get it, including my kids and parents, and some people might die, but I'll bring it into the White House. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
By the way, how does one get, find COVID-19 and acquire it for, viral purposes, to spread it to people that they don't like? I mean, how ridiculous. But let me give you more, because regardless of the conspiracy theories that Trump might believe when it comes to reporters aboard Air Force One, the truth is he attended CPAC, where there absolutely was an individual who had the virus. He had contacted and spoken to, had physical contact with various Republican politicians at CPAC, and as a result, all these Republican politicians have self-quarantined. But it turns out that Trump, who also had some communication with this infected individual, did not self-quarantine, but more importantly, didn't even think it was important to get any testing done. So he shook hands, by the way, with Georgia Representative Doug Collins and shared an Air Force One flight on Monday with Florida Representative Matt Gaetz, both of whom are now self-quarantined because of their attendance at CPAC and their interaction with the individual who has the virus. Now, Trump is not getting tested for it, though. His White House press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, is like, no, he feels fine. He hasn't been tested, not planning on doing it.
I don't want anybody to get any disease. I don't want anybody to get sick. But there is a rich irony in the Republicans who basically declared a war on science now potentially getting sick because they didn't believe in science. So, I mean, here's Donald Trump. At least Gaetz and Collins and Cruz have gone into self-quarantine. So when push comes to shove and it comes to their own health, they're like, yeah, maybe the science is all right. I mean, let's just be safe, right? By the way, you should think about that in regards to the planet as well. But for Trump, he's like, nope, dumb or die. I hope that's not literal. So he's just gonna ride it all the way. Like, no, I don't believe in science. I'm not gonna test anything. I'm a tough guy. Meanwhile, he's in this double sweat panic at the White House. He's trying to ban anyone who coughs on the White House grounds. Okay.
Yeah, look, what I don't understand, and it's Trump, so maybe it's not meant to be understood. It's just his inconsistency. Because on one hand, he's panicking about reporters on Air Force One, people who might be coughing around him, double dippers. Then on the other hand, he's not getting testing.
No, I know why. No, that's very understandable. In this case, it's not because he just actively hates scientists, to be clear and fair. Internally, he's a germaphobe. He's well known as a germaphobe. In fact, that's why I never believed the allegations of the Russian hotel room and all that stuff. I'm like, that doesn't sound like something Trump would do. But the markets are going down because of the panic. So he's trying to stop the panic because for him, the most important thing in the world is the stock market, because he believes as the market goes down, he's gonna lose re-election and he's gonna lose his power. So that's why he's like, no, I'm fine. He's like, somebody please help me, stop the double dippers. But he goes in front of cameras, I'm fine, I don't even need it. Nobody needs it, everything's fine.
I get that.
We're doing the rallies. I'm not testing, you don't need to test, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're right. But do you think maybe behind the scenes he's actually getting screened or tested?
Maybe, I don't know that. I really don't. We don't have any information on that. But he should, because his new chief of staff also quarantined.
Mark Meadows, that is his new chief of staff. He was also at CPAC. He also interacted with the individual who has COVID-19, and so he had to self-quarantine. But I do want to give you one other piece of this story that, Cenk, you had mentioned to me during one of the breaks, and this is important. And it goes along with what you were just saying about Trump trying to minimize panic so it doesn't hurt the stock markets. So according to Time, an annual intelligence report that has been postponed without explanation by President Trump's administration warns that the US remains unprepared for a global pandemic. Two senior government officials who have reviewed a draft of the report tell Time.
So a similar report came out the year before, and they said we were totally and utterly unprepared. You want to know why? In May 2018, Trump aides dismissed the National Security Council's global health security staff and moved to cut its budget. The White House also cut the budgets of the Centers for Disease Control and Department of Health and Human Services and closed the federal government's $30 million complex crisis fund. This appears to be a complex crisis. So they shut down everything that could possibly help. Why? They had to do a $2 trillion tax cut for the rich. So then you don't have the money. And here were all the scientists, experts, doctors in the government warning in written reports, we're not ready. If something hits, it's gonna spread like wildfire because we did not take any action.
Right.
And now, of course, Trump wants to bury that report. It's too late, we already saw the report in 2019. We know what's in the report, and the report screams from the rooftops, we're not ready, and here we are. Your own chief of staff is in a self-quarantine. So now, on top of all that, as it is abundantly clear that he's not ready, Trump says this. Again, I don't want to gloss over these because these are amazing. If any other president or politician had said any of these things, we'd all be talking about removing them from office. He said about COVID-19 and the handling of the crisis, I like this stuff, I really get it.
Oh my gosh.
What is there to like, you moron? And okay, you really get it, but it gets way worse. He said, people are surprised that I understand it. You want to put some thought as to why they might be surprised? Okay, if they really did think you get it, they would be surprised because they think you're an idiot.
No one thinks he gets it. Okay. No one thinks he gets it. It's been such a complete and utter disaster that Fox News carried a Bernie Sanders town hall last night as opposed to Donald Trump's presser on COVID-19. No one thinks you get it. No one.
Okay, it always gets worse with Trump. So he said, every one of these doctors say, how do you know so much about this?
No one said that.
Doctor
not a single doctor. No one in the history of doctors has ever said that to Donald Trump.
He continues, maybe I have a natural ability. Maybe I should have done that instead of running for president.
Yeah, you know what? Bingo, yes, Trump, go for it. Go pursue that, full speed ahead, please.
No, but what is that? What is that? Like,
I don't know.
Curing COVID-19?
Yeah, he should go do that. He should go do that.
But guys, think about it. I mean, we kid around about it, but what kind of a lunatic thinks like, I think I have a natural ability to cure COVID-19. That's what I should have done instead. Last thing, he says, the COVID-19 tests are all perfect. Like the letter was perfect, the transcription was perfect. What are you doing? Why? What? Why are you comparing this to your corruption in Ukraine?
Because he's kind of a smart person.
Yeah, people are saying he should have done that instead. Be a smart person, but he chose not to. He chose to become president. Anyway, no, because why? He perceives this as it's all about me, 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 me. Is this gonna help me or is it gonna hurt me? You get sick, your family members die. Who cares? No, my actions are perfect. No one knows about COVID-19 more than I do. The doctors are wowed by how amazing I am, saying maybe I should have cured it myself. These are the ravings of a lunatic mind. He's always been a lunatic. We just go on our merry way, even though we all know that the president has no mind to begin with.
When Trump's BFF, Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, ordered the murder and dismemberment of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi, Trump's commentary on that was not to condemn MBS and what they had done in murdering Jamal Khashoggi. His commentary was to condemn how terrible the cover-up was. He said it was the worst cover-up ever, and he talked about how it was a bad deal.
Yeah.
What?
You know why? That cover-up wasn't perfect.
It wasn't a perfect cover-up. It was so who cares about a life that was lost? Who cares about how brutal and gruesome that murder was? Who cares about any of that, right? Lives don't matter. The only thing that matters for Trump is, hey, was that a good cover-up? Because if it's not a good cover-up, then people are gonna ask me for questions or answers to their questions.
That's exactly right, and to connect both those things now. The letter in his mind was perfect because it was a perfect cover-up. Why else would a letter be perfect? I don't know, what does that even mean? The transcript of the call, why would that be perfect? How is any call perfect? No, he means a perfect cover-up. But when he also says that about COVID-19, he doesn't mean fixing it, he means covering it up.
That's right.
And when you have a medical emergency, that is a prescription for disaster. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.